Right now, the Raiders don't control their own destiny. They have the sixth pick, but everything depends on what the Tennessee Titans and Cleveland Browns decide to do. Are they in the market for a quarterback? That's the big question. In most years, the top two quarterbacks would already be locked in as the first picks. No debate. But this year is different. The teams at the top aren't necessarily set on taking a QB, and they might be willing to move down. Take the Titans, for example. They're a struggling team with a lot of roster holes to fill. Trading down to gain extra draft picks might be their smartest move. The Browns, on the other hand, are in a tough spot. They're stuck with Deshaun Watson's massive contract, which limits their flexibility. And if they lose Myles Garrett, they'll demand a huge return in any trade. That's why Cleveland holds so much power in this draft, and maybe even next year's. They could control how everything unfolds, depending on the moves they make. A lot of struggling teams are looking at this draft and thinking, why rush? Next year's quarterback class is expected to be one of the best in years, so instead of making a move now, some teams might prefer to trade down, stack up draft picks, and take their shot at a franchise QB next year. Think about it. Next year, we could see top prospects like Quinn Ewers, Drew Aller, and possibly even Arch Manning entering the draft. There's also the star from USC, Caleb Williams, and another young talent who some believe might be the best of them all. That class could have 5 first-round quarterbacks, while this year's draft only has 2, maybe 3 if you count Jackson Dart. That's why some teams at the top might decide to wait. They could trade down and let others move up for a quarterback this year, knowing they'll have a better chance at a superstar next season. So the big question is, who's willing to make a move now, and who's playing the long game? So where does that leave the Raiders? Are they thinking, let's take the best player available and wait to draft a quarterback later, maybe in the late first round, early third, or somewhere in between? Or are they planning to go after a veteran free agent instead? Normally, the free agent market for quarterbacks isn't great, but this year, things are different.